be leaders ourselves.
Black women are being used by the Democrat Party.
All of these socioeconomic indicators are in the negative, particularly for Black people. They want mob rule. When Trump was in office, please somebody tell me what act of dictatorship did he perform?
She has Donald Trump's hair on top of her head. And she's sitting here talking about brown girl this, brown girl that.
Because she's a Black woman.
They would ask her how to spell her first name and clap like sea monkeys.
Oh, yeah.
Whoa.
What's up, everybody? It is Saturday night. This is our Saturday Night Live. Welcome to Pop and Politics. I'm KJ. Let me introduce you to my co-hosts. Of course, we have Nicole Bennett and Shelly E.
Hi, everybody.
Before we dive in, do me a favor, tap that thumbs up and subscribe right now. We want to get the likes up on this channel. It certainly helps to amplify our voice, and we appreciate the support. We're here on YouTube, and we're also on Rumble. You can listen to us on Apple Podcasts or Spotify under the name Pop and Politics. We love our chat. We shout out all of our super chats, so it's the best way to get your voice heard in the conversation and to show your love for conservative content. This is not just a podcast. This is a movement of God-fearing, truth-seeking, America-loving people that value freedom. So if you're in the right place, if this is what you like to hear, hit that like button, stand with us and subscribe so we can amplify this rallying call for freedom. All right, ladies, let's set it off. How are you all doing on this Saturday night, right? Late Saturday night. How's everybody doing?
I'm doing well. I'm a little tired myself, but I'm doing well.
All right. What about you, Nicole?
I'm good. Me and Shelly got matching earrings. Check it out.
Are we good?
Yeah, look.
Nice. All right. Well, I want to get right into this stuff here, folks. So we are seeing, this has been an interesting start to 2025. I'll say the end of 2024 and start to 2025. So many people are coming out blasting the Democrat Party. So many people are starting to come out against Biden now, against Kamala. And this takes us to the Young Turks. Take a look at this clip. Apparently, Kamala Harris is considering running for governor of California. She's supposed to make her decision by the end of the summer. And the Young Turks, which is a great, largely leftist YouTube channel here, is responding or reacting to it. This is clip 6.
I think Kamala Harris will probably win in a cakewalk for governor.
No!
Okay.
No! What are you doing? What are you doing?
No, I'm telling you the reality, whether you like it or not.
What are you doing?
Democratic voters in California love to obey. And so,
oh my God. I'm gonna move, Cenk. I'm gonna quit my job. I'm gonna quit my job and I'm gonna move.
I'm not saying I'm in favor of it. I'm telling you what's like if the Democratic Party said, we anoint Kamala Harris, a giant percentage of Democrats in California would go, yes, we obey. We will take the loyalty oath. It doesn't matter how bad she is.
This state cannot survive another incompetent Democrat leading it.
Establishment Democrat like Kamala.
No, we just can't. Okay, anyway, so people are egging her on. Okay, apparently she's in a wait and see mode. How about you wait and see your way out of public life and go do what you're supposed to do. Go work in the private sector, go do the lobbying thing, whatever it is, but do not run as governor of California. Yeah. Do not.
Wow. So those are two leftists that are saying they don't want to hear from Kamala Harris. Nicole, what are your thoughts on that exchange?
I hope she runs. I really, I hope she runs. This is the best chance Republicans have of having a Republican governor of California since Ronald Reagan. I think there was Arnold Schwarzenegger too. But I'm going to tell you, she should really just stay retired from politics. She signed up with a talent agent company. Maybe she'll do a couple of speaking engagements and, take the Barack Obama multi-million-dollar tour around the United States. That sounds like a good idea. But from a purely political point of view, run.
Yeah. Shelly, what do you think of that exchange?
Run, Kamala, run. Run like Forrest, like Forrest Gump. Just do it. Go ahead and do it. California is pretty much down in the dumps, just about maybe a little bit that much from the dumps, actually. Go ahead and do it and destroy the state. Now, as an American, I don't want the state destroyed on that level. But if this is what they're going to continue voting for, if this is why they're going to keep bleeding people leaving their state, going to Texas and Arizona, do it. Do it. Be anointed. Newsom is going to go somewhere else, wherever he's going. Be anointed. In the private sector, I think the only thing she probably would be able to do is a lobbying group, or maybe on some board, because she has the the status, if you will, of being the vice president. So someone is going to glean from that just because of the position. But other than that, run, Kamala, run.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen many of these Black female Democrats. They are kind of like royalty in the Democrat Party, or so it seems. I mean, they put them out. I don't even know. You brought up an interesting point, Nicole, out after the show this week about that, because we do see them pushing Black women. And I guess half Black Kamala Harris, because she's not really Black, but they put these women out there as the spokespeople, as the ones that are going to talk, for the Democrats, rile up the base, I guess. But are they really getting elected?
No, they're not. I have this new theory, right? This is just me going down the rabbit hole. Come with me, guys, down the rabbit hole. So, the new onset of these sassy Black women, the Jasmine Crockett's and all the rest of them, Shelly in her cup, right? All of the rest of them. I seem to not see as many Black Democrat men in that same position. Hakeem Jeffries put out a video last week when all of the cringy Democrat women video came out, but his video was really nice. He was standing in front of the Capitol. He was well dressed. There were no dancing or fight positions. And there was, none of this foolishness. There was no Kendrick playing in the background. He stood there and he said his piece. Of course, he was wrong, but he stood there and said his piece, and it was dignified and electable and very pleasant if you agreed with him, right? Meanwhile, you see these, especially Black Democrat women, they're out here and they're sassy as I don't know what. They're dropping all kind of curse words. They're dancing down the halls. Her dancing down the hall of Congress just did something for me.
No.
It just did something to me, because the lack of respect alone. And then interview after interview after interview, where she got sassier and sassier, ghetto, more ghetto, the ghettoist. She took it to the top of the ghetto. And it was like, okay, are we really burning these women at the stake? Because she's highly unelectable now, outside of some very Black district that is probably marginally poor. And I don't mean that to disparage that district, but that doesn't turn on voters. That doesn't say that I'm deliberative. That doesn't say that I'm going to be trusted with your tax dollars. Yeah, I wouldn't trust her with a bus pass, let alone some tax dollars. F-bombs or not, when you see her in her natural state, she's highly electable. But this act that she's got going on, along with the rest of them, makes them unelectable. So I'm wondering if this is not the DNC burning them at the stake so that they can run someone more electable.
But is it unelectable on the Democrat side?
I don't think so. I disagree. Videos on YouTube, people were going in on them.
I disagree slightly with Nicole. I think in her district, or those districts, like you said, maybe she's electable in her district, but that's all they need for that district to have a representative, a Democratic representative. That's number one. Number two, Jasmine Crockett, I said, I don't know how, like maybe 2 years ago, that she was going to be one of this, if not the, one of this spokespeople, if you will, representing the Democratic Party, at least from a female, Black female perspective. And here she is.
We got Rico Wright with the $2 super chat. Says, don't y'all Californians come to Texas, stay in California. Thank you so much,
Rico.
Rico.
A little too late for that, Rico. A little too late for that.
Go ahead. What were you saying?
Never mind. Go. Let's keep going. I forgot.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, but I agree. I agree with both of you ladies. I do sort of lean on the side of what Shelley said. It's just been here in Baltimore. We saw a lot of these sassy Black women get elected. Point in case was several years ago with the state's attorney. What was her name?
Marilyn Mosby.
Marilyn Mosby.
Mm-hmm.
Marilyn Mosby was one of those ones. Now, she didn't get reelected. She did not get reelected this last time, but she was one of those ones putting out the dance videos, you know, getting all nasty and upset in the at the press conferences.
Mm-hmm.
You know, of course, we saw the squad ladies, even Alexandria Ocasio, whatever.
AOC.
Yeah, AOC. She was even pushing it on. So I don't know. I guess they may be testing this to see if people gravitate to that. I haven't seen people gravitating to it. I think she got blasted in the news and in the comments on that whole thing where she was dancing and things. And then as of late, she's been cussing and stuff, you know, on the floor, you know, in professional settings. So I think, I don't know. I think it's a test that they're running, and I don't think they're passing from the American people, at least giving them a passing grade.
I don't know what's going on with them, but I'm going to tell you from a political standpoint, this type of test makes it hard for all Black women in politics, whether you're Democrat or Republican. It makes it harder for our culture because people who have limited experiences with Black people, they see this on the news, they see it all over YouTube and social media, and they think Black women really act like that. They really think that is an option. Like, we can't think without emotionalism. I can't speak without clapping my hands or dropping F-bombs. It is ridiculous. They're setting the culture back, and they're doing it purposely.
Yeah, well, we talked about this on my show, Christian Conservative, right here on YouTube, Christian Conservative, KJCJ, Christian Conservative. And, you know, we were saying the same thing. Mm-hmm. You know, this idea, I'm trying to figure out what came first. Was it this character that they are creating of this ghetto Black woman, or was it actual ghetto Black women and they are, giving them a voice on the national stage? I don't really know, but it does put us back. But we see it all over. It's not just Black women in politics. We see it in the culture with music, movies. They are all over the place, almost like little roaches coming out when the lights come on. Go out. So I don't know. I mean, I don't like it. It's not really my reality, and I am living and breathing and around Black women. So, but I think this is something they're trying to push on us and create this type of culture, this type of caricature that we're seeing with Black women. So we will see. So let's see here. I want to move on. Speaking of Democrats that have been really turned off by the left, we go to Stephen A. Smith. So Stephen A. Smith has been all over the news lately. I mean, he has been on CNN, The View, all over the place. And he's been really pushing back against the left, the Democrat Party, particularly the last election where Kamala Harris lost. And so, but now he's getting back into what is his wheelhouse, sports. And he had a very tense encounter with with LeBron James. So he has in the past talked about how LeBron James' son is now playing for the Lakers, and he feels like it's only because he's LeBron James' son. He's not very good by many accounts, especially for the level of play in the NBA, and especially on the most celebrated team of all time, the Lakers. And LeBron James saw him at a game and checked him. This is clip 4. So that was the exchange. So we didn't see much, but actually he was telling him to keep his son's name out of his mouth Before I get you ladies involved, here is Stephen A. Smith responding to that in clip 5.
And so we had to talk about it. And when I said the things that I said, I wasn't talking about Bronny James, because my attitude is he's a rookie. It's going to take some time for him to get himself together. He'll be just fine, especially with J.J. Redick and the staff coaching him. I was talking about the position that he was put in by his dad, because LeBron James has been on the record, and he has said, and I'll read the quote here. There was a quote that he gave in February of 2024. The work and results will ultimately do talking, no matter what the size. If y'all don't know, he doesn't care what mock drafts say. He just works, earned, not given, etc., etc. But he also had said that his son could play on the Lakers right now, and he was better than half the dudes in the NBA. In the aftermath of all of that, he instructed everybody before the draft that y'all want me, draft Bronny. Wherever Bronny is at, that's where I'll be. I'll do whatever it takes to play with my son for a year. It's not about the money at that point. My point months ago was that because of who you are, one of the top 2 players in the history of basketball, in my estimation, there's an immense amount of pressure that comes with that for his son. And when he talked like that and what have you, anything that goes awry as it pertains to his son, there's going to be a microscopic eye, even more intensified, on Bronny James because of his dad and what his dad had said. And that's when I was talking about, come on, man, this is the situation that you're putting him in. That's where I was coming from. I could be a bit more outspoken about it, but to be quite honest with you, to be in that moment, to have LeBron look at me the way that he did.
All right. So, lot to unpack there. First off, Shelly, do you think his response was the right one?
Well, before I answer, let me encourage everyone to say hi. First, hi, everybody out there. Please don't forget to get your merchandise. Go to our website, poppinpoliticslive.com, and shop. Thank you for your support, as always. I have to say that. I don't want to forget our gratitude, or at least my gratitude. That's number 1. Number 2. Oh, my gosh. When I saw that that clip or that exchange, you know, my alliteration came to mind. I said, that big bronze baby bitch got in Stephen Smith's face. I mean, first of all, now here's my disclaimer. I don't really care for LeBron. I call him Le Bitch usually, but I definitely didn't like that. That was all about show. And first of all, KJ, let me correct you. The Lakers, in my opinion, never to be humble opinion, is not the the best team. I think
I didn't say they were the best, but they're definitely up there.
Well, yeah, it's up there. But I would say the Bulls, and only, yes, I'm an old school, only because of Michael Jordan. Okay, I know he's retired, but I'm going to say the Bulls. That's number 2. But anyway, the only reason Stephen A. Smith was right, and many other people are as well, the only reason your son is on the Lakers is because of you. Other than that, he cannot play on his own, in his own right, on his own strength, or at least not yet. Now, I can't play ball at all, so, but I'm not in the NBA. I'm not in the WNBA, so I don't even have to play or claim that I can, right? This was nothing but a show for Lil Bitch being Lil Bitch that he is. I don't think Stephen A. Smith handled it right. I mean, well, he should have responded much more fiercely. He should have responded much more fiercely. That was just all show, and I wanted to just do that.
All right, Nicole, what are your thoughts on the whole exchange?
Shelly has it absolutely right. And Emily from the chat, I'm rocking with you, girlfriend. He has no business in the NBA. Even if LeBron wasn't his father, he does not have the skill set to participate in professional sports at this level yet. No one's saying that he won't ever get there, but he's just not there now. Now, that's the basketball portion of it. My little second piece of the basketball, Shelly, you're right. We have Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen, Steve Kerr. That was a beautiful team. A beautiful, beautiful team. All right. Third point, nice and easy. Stephen A. should have never let him talk to him like that. He should have never backed down. I get it. He's trying to be respectful, but respect is a two-way street. When you're doing the right thing, because he's a sportscaster and he's calling out what Stevie Wonder could tell people, it should not be a cause for this man to jump in your face, to say anything to you at a game when you're sitting there with tickets that was purchased. You're still putting money into this league, and he's going to come up to you and say something off color. He should have checked them then. That says a lot about Stephen A's wanting to be in a relationship with these players. I guess for his own career path, it's probably important to maintain, a good rapport. But at some point, you got to stand your ground. And that was a good point to stand his ground on. And I'm sorry that he missed it.
Yeah. Yeah, it certainly wasn't Stephen A. Smithish, what we are used to him. I mean, generally when he is out there and he is about to respond or react to someone who has, that he disagrees with, he goes all in. And in this case, he really didn't. But again, and sometimes I want to ask, well, where's the white supremacy here? I mean, we have LeBron James, who is the poster child, I should say, because he's like a big boy child. He's the poster child for this idea of, Black people, we can't even go out our door. We hunted on the streets. We can't even walk down the street without getting killed by the police and all this type of stuff. He was like really into BLM and all of this stuff. And now, he's talks about white supremacy. Well, his son certainly shouldn't be playing on this team. And he's there obviously because he is LeBron James' kid. Isn't that sort of cronyism?
Yeah, cronyism, nepotism, DEI, whatever you want to call it. And they catered to LeBron James, LeBitch James, and gave him baby bitch James on the team. That's what they did. So, I mean, and not only that, if baby bitch cannot stand on his own 2 feet, while layups, notwithstanding, if he cannot stand on his own 2 feet and either ignore the criticism and just play ball, or maybe respond, I don't know, like a baller, I don't know, whatever you want to call it, then why do you need big bronze bitch daddy to come to your rescue? You're a grown man. This is supposed to be an alpha league. I mean, testosterone is all around up and down that court. You mean to tell me baby bitch is still sucking the tits? I mean, that's what he's doing.
Well, I think it's a situation where, and again, this is why, I asked the question. I think Just the Guys talked about it today on Just the Guys podcast. The idea that he's not doing his son any favors. So, the son, as by all accounts, many people have said, newscasters, coaches, he's a really nice young man. And he is a good ball player, but because his father has put him in this situation that he's obviously out of his league, it's really casting a bad light on his actual ball play.
Exactly. And that's what Stephen A. Smith was saying in his commentary, not on that clip, but the one when he first addressed it. Because of you, basically your son is under a lot of pressure. And at least right now, as far as, again, I'm not a ball player, but as far as what I'm reading and what I've heard, he can't live up to it. He cannot live up to it. Why don't you stand back, let him grow into whatever the ball player he's going to become, and take your brawny ass and sit on the bench.
Right.
Listen, he's holding up a spot for somebody who could really just come and show up and do what the Lakers need to do. But standing in his father's shadow has got to be cold. I mean, he had to come with a skill set that would have made people stop and kind of clutch their pearls, so to speak, when he took to the court. He did not. And I don't feel...
We got a super chat here, Nicole. Thank you so much, Taurus. 516 says, I know I'm off topic, but the lady with the purple hair looks like the Wicked Witch from the old school Wizard of Oz. I'm looking for her flying monkey.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my God. Rico, right, with the $2 super chat, says Stephen A., his bitch card got pulled on national TV.
All that tough talk, and he had nothing. He had nothing. When it counted, he should have just reached down into that Stephen A. box and pulled up speech number 3 to pimp slap somebody back in the line. But he didn't. And it says a lot about who he is now, right?
Yeah, it really does. It really does. Folks, this is why we do what we do on here. We want to get this stuff out. Don't be the last one to hear the real news, like what we're pushing out here. Hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you're always ahead of the game. And so, again, if you are watching here and you haven't hit that like button or subscribe, what are you waiting for? All right. So I want to change gears for a moment here. And talk about The View. So you guys know we always respond and correct, fact check, all of that stuff. We do it to The View. And why? Because guess what? They have a large audience, not only on TV, but also here on YouTube. And so we're here to fact check them when they push this stuff out, either misinformation, disinformation, or just outright lies. Take a look at this next clip. This is clip 3.
Outside of New York, watch the Kennedy Center honors.
Yeah.
They have watched it. They've seen extraordinary things. So things that you can't see in your town, you've been able to watch. The fact that it wasn't a discussion, it was a big smack to the arts, which don't have a politics.
Right.
The politics are, look at the differences in the actors. Mm-hmm. That's the real statement. That's why they came out and made those statements, because people were messing with them, because Hamilton didn't look like Hamilton, and
the diverse
Miranda
casting
doesn't look like Miranda.
Yeah.
So I understand why they did it, and I have no plans to go back to the Kennedy Center until the Kennedy Center becomes what it was supposed to be.
That's right.
And that was a welcome place for all artists, no matter what your groove is.
All right. So let's get into this. So just to give you guys some backstory, Hamilton, which was a major hit on Broadway, canceled their upcoming run at the Kennedy Center after President Trump took over leadership. And so they said they weren't the only ones. It was a couple comedians pulled out. Issa Rae, she's a comedian actress, she pulled out. And a couple other leftist creative people pulled out, artists pulled out their shows from the Kennedy Center. I want to get you guys' thoughts on this. Nicole, what did you think about that in this exchange that The View was stating?
Purely political, because when Hamilton was on Broadway in Trump's first term, they had a whole write-in section about how much they hated Trump then. So this is more Trump derangement syndrome. I'm going to tell you, the Kennedy Center is still diverse. A couple of weeks ago, we went there and saw a couple of DC go-go bands, and the crank was tremendous. The place was packed. The Kennedy Center is a place for people who live in the DMV to go and see wonderful shows. They have everything from, what do you call that, Shelley, with the Irish people and the clog dancing?
Yes, river dance.
They do that. River dance is going to be there. There's going to be Howard Theater is going to have their Complexions Ballet. It is a very cultural place where you can go in the district to see beautiful, wonderful shows. And if Hamilton's not coming and Whoopi's not coming, that just leaves more space for those of us who would choose to go. Yeah, at this point, if you don't like it, honey, I love it. Stay where you are, and someone would gladly sit in your seat. There's never an empty house at the Kennedy Center.
Yeah, Shelley. So the governing board voted unanimously last month to elect President Trump as its new chair, soon after the president unveiled plans to replace the center's previous chairman and fill the role himself, while also removing the board of trustees. So my thing is, they're saying that it's become political, but hasn't the left been political about everything within movies, music, culture, all this time?
Everybody out in the audience, buy your shirts. Buy some merch from our site, poppingpoliticsloud.com. That's number one. Number two, you know what? The left is always political. The thing is that they don't see themselves as political, because remember, politics is their religion by and large. So they see themselves as living out their religion. So they don't see it as politics. That's number two. Number three, honestly, as beautiful as the Kennedy Center is, I know it's a cultural monument, if you will, for our country. I don't care. If Kennedy Center is that important because it's named after President Kennedy, and let the Kennedys pay for it. Pull my funding from it, the government funding from it. And then anybody can go or not go. I don't give a damn. I want the funding to stop. I don't care. I'm tired of funding all of these other shows that I don't get to see. Again, I said before, if the government is funding it, then every year, at least every year, every American should have at least a set of 2 tickets or 4 tickets to go see whatever show they want for that during that year. At least one show. I haven't gotten those tickets yet. If I go, I have to pay for mine. Mm-hmm. So I don't care in that sense. I don't care whether Hamilton plays, whether Whoopi goes or doesn't go. If the government funding stops, they can fund it themselves with the private funds and donations. Then that's fine with me. But as long as the government is funding it, you know what? I would prefer that they didn't. That way we can be all on the even keel since they like equality so much.
Yeah, I mean, and to me, just getting back to what The View stated, it was so hypocritical. We have seen over and over again how the left has politicized everything within the arts. Mm-hmm. You know, if I would love for it to get back to the idea where, you know, we could go to a play or to a musical or to a concert and not have to hear these artists droll on about their politics. Sometimes I just want to enjoy a night out of music. You know, I love the arts. You know, my background is heavily in the arts. So, you know, but as soon as you come out as a Republican or even a conservative, they are like pariahs on you, and you are like persona non grata. They don't want to have anything to do with you. They even push you out of the arts. So, you know, what she said didn't even make sense. You know, President Trump hasn't said it. It would be something if President Trump was now the chairman and he said, "Oh, we don't want you performing at the Kennedy Center." No, but it was the direct opposite. They did that. They pulled themselves out. So isn't it them who are making it political, not President Trump?
I mean, for them, it's been political the whole time. You know, just going to the Kennedy Center, you can smell the leftists, you know, in there. It did not lend itself to just entertainment, like you're saying, KJ. There was always some kind of, you know, statement before intermission or after intermission. They became, in their mind, the culture, not a part of the culture, not currently in power. They had, let's just call it what it is. The Democrats never thought they would lose. So all the things that they think they controlled culturally, they expected to stay the same. And what Trump has done is he's kind of removed brick by brick all of the things that they think that they own. Next up, Hollywood.
Mm-hmm. To your point, KJ, when I've gone to see live plays, particularly, you know, in New York, Broadway mostly, and I've even seen some local productions here. You know, we have the Arena Theater, the Arena Players here, things like that, right? I like those community type to support those community things, right? When I go there, I don't know what your political party is. No one knows my political party. We go, and most of the time, if not all the time, the audience, we bond, if you will, around the show, the theater, the atmosphere. You know, if it makes you cry, laugh, we have those you know, those moments where we just kind of like one there in the moment, enjoying the play or the production. Politics was not even an issue. Again, the left corrupts everything. Okay, 99% of everything that it touches.
Yeah. Folks, Joy B. Behar and Whoopi Goldberg don't want you to like this video. So go ahead and do it. Hit that like button and subscribe, because we're not letting the left control the narrative. We will not let them do it. And so supporting shows like ours is the best way to push back against them. And I thought this was an interesting question that Insimulation posted. It says, what are the Democrats' long game? Nicole, what are your thoughts on that?
Listen, I think they're trying to burn off all the sassy weirdos. And my proof of that is the DNC chair elections. You know, not one sassy Black woman, not one sassy of any kind of woman, not one. They just had a meeting a couple of weekends ago on the February 28th or so, where they came out of that meeting and the moderate Dems said, we have to cut them off. because they're killing us. We'll never win another election. We need to start wearing flag lapel pins and embracing traditionalism and stop talking about LGBTQIA and questioning and +1 and all that, carry the 3. We got to stop talking about them folk because America doesn't like it. America likes when we talk about Americans.
One of the ironies of the
2 days later, Jasmine Crockett is ratchet dancing down the hallway to Kendrick Lamar. So they're not listening. And I think the majority of their party is waiting for them to kind of die off. It's so that they can say, we're the moderates. We're going to stand with middle America, working class America now. But they've got a long way to go. They are so far off base right now. They've got a long way to go.
Yeah, absolutely. Shelley, what do you think about that? What are the Democrats' end game?
Chaos and corruption. That's never changed, particularly as long as they are being run and governed, if you will, or taken over by their most progressive and leftist wing. That's what it's going to end up: chaos and confusion. No news flash there.
Yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right. So we will continue to follow this story. I want to switch gears slightly and talk about what's going on the airlines recently. So we know the Democrats have been pushing this idea that you don't fly because now, since President Trump got rid of DEI, these planes are not going to function correctly, and we're missing critical parts of the FAA, which is not true. We know that to not be a fact, but this is what they've been saying. But there's other things going on the airline that have become really strange. Take a look at this clip. This happened just a couple of days ago, clip 1.
Wait.
What in the world? So that was a Southwest flight bound to Phoenix, Arizona, was forced to return to the gate after an unruly passenger stripped naked and began screaming at the top of her lungs before takeoff. Now, is it me or are we starting to see this type of stuff happen a lot more frequently? Shelley, what's going on?
I'm going to give that lady the benefit of the doubt. I think she was very mentally unstable. I think something mentally, a psychosis, whatever was going on. But since she was naked, I do want to ask you all out there to go to poppinpoliticslive.com and buy something for your naked asses too. Buy some merchandise so you don't have to be naked on the plane. So poppinpoliticslive.com and shop. We have t-shirts, pullovers, hoodies, things like that. You do not have to be naked on a plane. So go buy your merchandise.
Yeah, Nicole, what do you think of that exchange?
I 100% concur with Shelley. Please don't be naked on a plane. Get your poppin' politics merchandise so you never have to be naked on a plane, a train, or an automobile, right? But I think what we're seeing is, more Americans are having issues. That they're having issues, the stress-related issues, anxiety-related issues. Also, and this might hit some people a little bit hard, there are people who abuse alcohol. There are people who abuse marijuana, gummies, that kind of thing to control their anxiety, maybe when flying, and she might have had a reaction, or she could have just been, on one that day. You see it all the time. They had a woman who was a flight attendant for Alaska Airlines, which is a very nice airline to be a flight attendant for. And she lost her job because she decided to put her legs up on a chair and twerk to celebrate.
Oh, yeah, we have that next. This is clip 2. Take a look.
She's the flight attendant whose twerking cost her dream job.
I didn't think that
being so happy can turn into something like this.
Nell Diallo was having a great time dancing and twerking in the aisle on an empty plane before an early morning flight.
I decided to just take advantage of the moment to wake myself up and kind of get myself hyped up for my day, basically.
She posted the video on TikTok along with the caption, "What's wrong with a little twerk before work?" But after the video went viral, she says Alaska Airlines fired her.
What did they say to you?
They just said that I broke their social media policy.
Nell had only been on the job for 6 months. She says she was twerking to celebrate the end of her probationary period.
Why did you decide to post the video?
And I was really proud of myself that I came so far. I just didn't think that my video and my post and the way I was dancing would be deemed as inappropriate.
So how did you feel in that meeting when they told you you lost your job?
I put on such a proud face every time I stepped on that plane. And for them to terminate me without giving me a chance, it just was unfair.
Should she have been fired, Nicole?
Absolutely.
I
Without
disagree.
question. Listen, if she wanted to twerk in the morning in her own clothes on her own plane, I feel you. But Alaska Airlines has a reputation. This is not Southwest. You're not flying Spirit. Spirit, she would have been Employee of the Week. You know what I mean? They would have had her face on t-shirts like the Poppin' Politics t-shirts that you can get at www.poppinpoliticslive.com.
I disagree. I don't think she should have been fired. However, I agree with Nicole in that I don't understand why people, when you are wearing the uniform of your company, whatever it may be, why do you want to do these things and put them on social media? That part, no. I don't know why people don't think. Everything does not need to be on social media. Certainly not all the time. Now, I don't think she should have been fired. I think it was a sincere mistake, right? She just got off of probation. I can understand her celebrating. She's accomplished becoming an airline hostess, or we used to call them stewardesses. I don't know what's wrong with that anyway. But nevertheless, why? I think it was Outkast. He said this, or Outkast. Why does everybody have to twerk? What is twerking? It's like a cult. I mean, is that the only thing people can do is twerk? I don't get it. I mean, I love to dance. I will dance outside if there's good music. I do, but twerking everywhere. Having said all of that, I think she should have been or could have been given another chance, just some corrective action. If you want to twerk, do it on your own time, out of the uniform. Don't put on the uniform. Don't use our planes as your backdrop. But I don't think she should have been fired.
Yeah, I want to acknowledge our super chatter here, Tracy Burbridge. Thank you so much. Let's see here. She says, "Love you, smart, beautiful Christian women. I feel like I found a home here. It's lonely trying to find like-minded people. God bless you and keep up the great work." Thank you so much, Tracy. We certainly appreciate
Tracy. Welcome to the Pop family.
Yes, indeed. Yeah. Well, you already know, I definitely feel like she should have been fired. We have gone so far away from professionalism, decorum, and when you are in a professional working environment, follow the rules. They said she was fired because she didn't follow the rules. It clearly states that goes against their rules for that airline or whatever. And I think she should have been fired. Every time you turn around, these people, people have gone crazy with putting themselves on social media, on video, on camera. People have become narcissists. We don't need to see you twerking on the plane. Come on now. Come on. If you wanted to talk about how happy you were, all you had to do is maybe get on and say, if you want to do something on the video or whatever, get on. Hey guys, I'm working for Alaska Airlines. I'm so excited. I just finished my probationary period, or I've been here 6 months, and I'm going to be the best airline stewardess or airline, whatever they call themselves, that I can be. I'm so excited. Be professional. You wouldn't twerk on the plane during when the plane is full. So why would you think it's okay to twerk in your uniform on the plane and then post it on social media? That's not good advertisement for the flight.
Absolutely, it's not for the flight. I agree with that part. Again, the plane was empty, as we saw. I do think it was a lapse in judgment. I don't think it was a malignant or a malicious lapse in judgment. That's what I don't think. I think
I
just think it was a lapse in judgment. Again, I do not support people. I try. Even when I have some colleagues that like to do that, like, first of all, don't do it with your insignia of your professional.
Right. That was a big
thing. Right. I mean, and that's why I say I think it's a lapse in judgment. Thankfully, there were no people there, but I don't condone that. I just don't think that she should have been fired. Granted, I guess whatever the standards were, I think there could have been just some corrective action. She just came off of probation. I mean, the context, if you will, or the whole intent of her video was celebratory. That's what I mean. Now, again,
I think that was another reason why she was fired, because again, it would be one thing if you had an employee that had been working there for many, many years and maybe made some type of poor judgmental error and did this video, but she was brand new. So if she's doing this in the beginning, it's time to let her go. I do have a super chatter here, folks. Thank you all so much. All right, let's see who we have. We have Emily says, I've been a fan for a while now, but I always miss you live. Love you, ladies. Keep speaking the truth. God bless you all. Thank you so much,
Emily. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes. All right. So folks, thank you all so much for your super chats. Please continue to like, share, and subscribe this broadcast. Krisha, she's a new YouTube member from one of our freedom seekers. So we certainly appreciate you.
Thank you, Krisha.
Yes,
I like that name, Krisha.
Yeah, I like it too. And Krisha with the $2 super. Thank you so much. We certainly appreciate you. All right. That does it for us tonight, folks. That's all I have here for topics.
That's all our topics? Girl, we have to have more topics than this. Did you see what Trey said in the chat? He said social media has got people out here risking it all. He's right. You know,
they do.
Wasn't it the twerking? It was if the plane had been full, maybe there would have been 200 people that saw her twerking, right? But because she posted it on social media in their plane with her uniform on, it was possible millions of people could have associated that with that airline. But again, Southwest Airlines, Spirit Airlines, they literally have whole videos of people doing full dance routines. It's just a difference in the brands.
Spirit Airlines is a whole. Please don't put Spirit in the category with Southwest, even, Nicole. Spirit Airlines is it's its own jungle. It's its own jungle.
I like Spirit either. I don't like Southwest either.
A quick story with Spirit Airlines. I have flown Spirit Airlines one time, and that was about 20 years ago, I guess. And I vowed then that would be the last time. And thank you, Lord, because that vow has not been broken. That airline was a jungle then, and it is worse now. I don't like saying businesses should shut down, because I mean, I like, businesses, they're in business to make money. I just think Spirit Airlines, maybe it needs a new governing body. I don't know, a new business model, but I don't know what the business model is other than fly planes safely, but a customer service model, whatever. But Spirit Airlines is atrocious.
Yeah. Great. Yes. I wanted to also bring this up, as far as I know, we hadn't talked about DEI in a while, but Toyota has announced it will no longer sponsor LGBTQ parades and events, and it will no longer make efforts to promote DEI. Thoughts on that? It was another company that's getting rid of this stuff.
They were forced into taking it the first place. It wasn't like these companies woke up and said, well, I need to jump on this weirdo bandwagon. They never said that. Our government at that time said, if you do not, here's what's going to happen to your company. Here are the fines that are going to be levied against you and the regulations that we're going to create to ruin your business. So they did what they were compelled to do. It was not a natural fit for businesses to even get into this,
Exactly.
foolishness. That's the best word I can use on a nice Saturday night. This was
Also,
some absolute bullshit. I mean,
Yeah.
you know, so them backing out now is wonderful. But what I'd like to say is the companies who are backing out and rolling back these policies, you hear, you know, Reverend Al and all of the, you know, early 1700s civil rights icons coming out against these companies. But these companies haven't changed. They haven't lost a dollar. They're doing great business. Everybody's still shopping. You know, all of these boycotts aren't working. They need to give that stuff up. Let these companies do what they're designed to do, make money, period.
And Nicole, I was going to ad lib, but you were saying, you know, this came with the fines and they were compelled to do X, Y, Z. It also came with financials, some money. It came with the billions of dollars that followed DEI programs around the world, around the country, certainly, mostly from taxpayers' funds that were being funneled through all of these niche programs and projects. So let Toyota, Honda, Nissan, Infiniti, Mercedes, all of these people make the vehicles safe, reliable, durable, long withstanding vehicles that people, you know, save their money, put their hard money into, and they want a vehicle that's going to last them some time and get them to A and B safely. That's what they want. Let them do that. That's what they do best.
We should keep politics out of our business and just let our businesses run.
Absolutely.
You know, keep politics out of our healthcare. Don't even get me started on that soapbox. We don't need everything to be partisan. We don't need everything to have a political leaning. There are just some things, parts of American life where politics should have no part in. And I think our businesses is one of those things.
Yeah. I want to acknowledge our super chatter here. Let's see here. We have Dallas Delight with the $5 super chat says, ladies, what do you think of Newsom going back on trans women in natural women's sports? That's a great question. So not sure if you all know, but Charlie Kirk from TPUSA recently did a long interview with Governor Newsom. And I definitely encourage you all to take a look. It was a pretty good interview, but this was not the Newsom we are used to seeing. He was moving more to the center on a lot of his long held points, and this was one of them. So he came out and said that he supports Trump's ban on trans women in women's sports. Do you think this is a real change for him, or what's going on? Did you ladies see the interview yet or hear about it?
Yes.
You have it? You have a clip?
I'm looking for the clip now. Let me see here. But he did change his stance. He did change it. Let me see.
I'm just going to call it the California flip.
Yeah, me too.
You know, he's not, birds like that don't ever change its flock. I mean, they just don't. He's saying what he thinks he needs to say, one, to get Trump to write the big check for the recreation of the smart city by the sea, the Palisades, right? Mm-hmm. And it's election season. So you're going to see a lot of lunatic liberals trying to take a big step to the middle to kind of get more people to think that they're quote unquote normal and vote for them. That was a part of the strategy that came out of that meeting I was telling you guys about on February 28th. Try to modulate yourself. Try not to be so openly liberal, was the key that Rahm Emanuel gave to most of the Democrats there who are seeking to be elected, including the governor of the state of Maryland.
Wow. Okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I have it here. Let me see here. All right. Give me 1 second. I believe I have the clip here.
Well, while you're doing that, we have a super chatter. Was that Krisha? Krisha, thank you again for the $2, Krisha. And while we're waiting to hear from Newsom, again, we want to remind you all, we have merchandise on our site, poppinpoliticslive.com. We are also one of the channels of MCM, Metro Conservative Media. You can also go there, Metro Conservative Media, and you can book us and you can get more information about all of our shows, from Just the Guys, Poppin' Politics, and CJ, Christian Conservative, and the All American Talk Show. Go right to metroconservativemedia.com and click, like and subscribe, and don't forget to share.
Absolutely. Here's the clip here. Take a look at this.
Why is it you were able to clean it up for Xi Jinping, but
Oh,
you
that
can't
was
clean
you
it up?
guys.
No,
That was the
hold on.
dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life. By the way, you guys weaponized that. I saw that on 25 things. It was the most ridiculous. Yeah, that was you know what? I will happily revert back to your
Can I have the streets as clean as Xi
weaponized.
Jinping?
In this case, weaponized.
Can I
in
get
this
the,
case,
can I
weaponized.
get the Xi Jinping
It was
streets
ridiculous.
back?
Give me a break.
No, but Governor,
Give me a
with all due respect, I
That
saw
was
a beautiful
absurd.
picture of San Francisco that looked like Singapore.
By the way,
and then
San-
Xi Jinping leaves and the Walking Dead come back.
By the way, it was
I-
APAC. You had dozens and dozens of foreign leaders. And California is not San Francisco, but I am the governor of California, not the mayor of California, not the mayor of San Francisco.
You were the mayor, but I just want to understand
No, I
why
was the
is it
mayor
that we were able
back
to clean it up?
20 years ago.
Okay, that wasn't the right one. Yeah.
He had a point. He had a good point in this clip. What Charlie Kirk was talking about was when Xi Jinping came to visit San Francisco, suddenly San Francisco was clean. There were no needles or human feces on the road. All the homeless people were suddenly housed, and it was beautiful. But if you've ever been to San Francisco, you know that's not what it looks like day to day. And he's inquiring, why can't it be that way? What did you do for that couple of 3 days that Xi Jinping was here? Why can't we do that long term?
Right.
Right.
We have a super chat here. Let me see here.
Tracy Burbridge.
I think I got this one. Love
Yeah,
you.
we did.
Okay. Allie with the $20 super chat. Thank you so much. She says, thank you, ladies. I needed this tonight. My pup of 16 years passed away yesterday, and my dad's B-Day on the 7th, and he passed away 5 months ago. So it's been a tough few days, and I needed the distraction and the laughs.
Oh, sorry, Allie.
I'm sorry,
Yeah, Allie. We're so sorry. We will keep you in our prayers. That you get through this. So sorry.
I'm so sorry, Allie.
And Rico.
Yep, Rico with the $2 super chat says, Sonny, I mean Shelly, we have a legal note for you. Oh,
you talking about Spirit Airlines? Okay, Spirit Airlines is atrocious in my never to be humble opinion.
Right, yeah.
Agreed.
All right, Sick Lid with the $50 super chat. Thank you so much. All right, says, says, will Stacey Abrams keep politics out of her $2 billion business? Oh, yeah. Well, we saw that headline. Yeah, that was about, remember when President Trump read off in the address to Congress talking about Stacey Abrams received $2 billion from the government. So she just recently did an interview talking about what she did with that $2 billion. So
apparently she spent a little money on a very small town in Georgia having new appliances to cut their electric bills in half. Now, somebody did the math and said that she would have had to spend $1.5 million per home in order for that money to make sense. So
they should never have gas and electric bills again in their life.
Listen,
I thought she was saying that she initially did this in a small town, and then when the Biden administration heard about it, they wanted her to then do this across the country, and that's what the $2 billion was for. No,
she was going to do it across Georgia, allegedly, but. So here's the thing. The Biden administration didn't hear about it. She applied for the grant. Her organization applied for the grant. And if you've ever applied for a grant, you have to give them all your data. And she danced for the money, and she's got the money. I would love to see an audit. I would absolutely love to see an audit of where that money is gone and how much of it went to administrative costs and fees and
about 70 to 80% of it, like it usually does, or higher. But first of all, again, these ideas of grants, these grants are taxpayers' money. She should have never have been given a grant, let alone for whatever she was claiming it was for, that never got accomplished anyway. This was all just, I'm going to wash your hands and you wash mine and vice versa. It was nothing but, we call it grift, but it's basically theft. It's political theft made to look good, like somebody's doing something. And the American people in Georgia have zero to show for it. And they still paying electric bills.
Yeah.
Everybody is, yeah.
Laura with the $2 super chat says, how does everyone think about all the protesting? So I think she's talking about there have been protests recently. I think they were in New Jersey, I want to say, and California, protesting, and lots of people were arrested. As long as they're arrested, I'm cool. If they're damaging property, being violent, arrest them. Yeah. Kung Fu CJ with a $2 super chat. Thank you so much. And Earlene McCauley with the $2 super chat. I think I have the video of Charlie Kirk. I'm going to try this again. All right. So let's see here. This should be it. Okay.
So like you right now should come out and be like, you know what? The young man who's about to win the state championship in the long jump in female sports, that shouldn't happen. You as the governor should step out and say no.
No, and I appreciate
but like, would you do something like that? Would you say no men in female sports?
Well, I think it's an issue of fairness. I completely agree with you on that. So that's easy to call out, the unfairness of that. There's also a humility and a grace, that these poor people are more likely to commit suicide, have anxiety and depression. And the way that people talk down to vulnerable communities is an issue that I have a hard time with as well. So both things I can hold in my hand. How can we address this issue with the kind of decency that I think, is inherent in you, but not always expressed?
All right. So, lot to unpack there. First of all, I want to say what you do to communities like this, if you want to be decent and honest and kind, you tell them the truth.
Yes,
you
ma'am.
have a mental disorder. I am not going to legitimize that by changing everything in America to suit you. This is how you talk and treat people with dignity and kindness. So that's what I would say to him right there. But he did change it. You all see he's saying that he doesn't agree with it.
Well, he said that he doesn't agree with the unfairness part of it, but at no point did he say he would come out publicly and say that. Like, he would never say, this boy just won the ladies' long jump. He would never do that. His political career would be over and he'd be erased, because that's what Democrats do to people they don't like anymore, right?
Yeah.
The important thing, though, is he said the way that we talk to vulnerable communities has to change. No, it doesn't. The way that we talk to vulnerable communities should be the same way we talk to communities that are not vulnerable.
Well, what's vulnerable? What is vulnerable?
Yeah, I was going to say,
well, he's talking about it from his perspective. The alphabet crew, all those LGBTQIAs plus and all of that, they're a vulnerable community. Now, I don't know what rock he's been living under, but they have taken over the American media. They are in almost every doggone TV show that you see. There's a man kissing a man, a girl kissing a girl, or somebody's daddy's
trans. Don't forget
all of this thing has not seeped its way into our culture, but it has overtaken us like a tidal wave. So they're not vulnerable. There's nothing vulnerable about that community.
I think what he said is what he has always believed. It's just that now with Trump in office, this administration, he, I guess, feels safe to actually come out and say it. So I don't think he's flipped on anything. It's just that he didn't say it out loud when under the Biden administration, because all of his funds or whatever were going to be pulled. I think he just feels confident, or the alpha males are in charge, if you will. And so now he's saying, okay, I can say this and not be penalized in a large way, certainly. So I don't think he's necessarily changed. You're right, Nicole. He didn't say anything to me. He didn't say anything that would be so profound and so starkly different. He's actually, I think, voicing what, at least the part that he has always believed.
Well, first of all, if that even is, I don't even think that's the case. I think if it is the case, he's a coward. He's a coward, but I think he's more of a liar. I think that he is changing his tune now because he's trying to some type of move into another political move or what have you. And he knows that the country is more moderate on these types of issues. And so now he's trying to move that way. This man is slime. And folks, this is why our platforms like ours are important. We're building a movement here, one like, one share, one subscriber at a time. Please help us grow by smashing that like button, sharing this stream, and subscribing for unapologetic truth. Because guess what? We didn't have a problem talking the truth when it wasn't opportunistic for us, or when it wasn't favorable to us, I should say. We were out here talking about the jab right when it first came out. This shouldn't be mandated. We needed more information. And, we were out here talking about it. We were out here pushing back about, this, we can't, the man's mask mandates and all this. We have been pushing back about all of it. The lawfare against Trump, trans women in sports, all of it. And we have been doing it when it was not favorable. So this is why it's important to support platforms like ours.
I agree, KJ. When you think about it, as quickly as liberals are moving into this space, and I have this theory also that they're moving into this space for a reason. People are associating legacy media with distrust, misinformation, disinformation, their words, not mine. But they're just kind of coming over here like a fungus, and they're starting to grow. When you look at Don Lemon, he did a whole show about his Popeye's fried chicken order. Really? That's breaking news. He likes it spicy. Breaking news. When they come here, they suck so much air out of the room because they come with so many more resources than we have, right? Mm-hmm. You have a microphone, some lights, a laptop, we're on the air. But they come with full television production and millions of dollars in backing. So we want to keep our platforms fair, right? So we need you guys to like our videos, share our videos, subscribe to the channel, buy the merchandise, wear the merchandise, so that we can continue to grow and they don't overtake us. It's what they're trying to do. Metro Conservative Media has so many great shows. I watch Just the Guys. I try to catch it every Saturday. They were on before us. I go on and show them a little love, make a little super chat, just because these are men who are standing up for what they believe in before it was cool, right? Mm-hmm. Being conservative is cool now, but before it was cool, these men still held these same beliefs. So we have to stand together, united against the onslaught of liberals onto our YouTube platform.
Yep, absolutely. Absolutely, Nicole. You're right on with that. All right. So I want to change gears again a little bit. We did have one more topic to talk about. And this is kind of an interesting topic. So recently, there was this viral news article or Twitter post. Oh, Shantia with the $5 super chat says, Newsom, more Dems 2028 ticket for president VP. Your thoughts? Yeah, we kind of talked about that a little bit earlier. She's asking if we think that there will be a Newsom and Gavin Newsom and Wes Moore, who is the governor of Maryland, ticket for the next election. Nicole, what do you think of that?
I think it's something that they're testing. I don't think it'll work. People are starting to ask, why not Josh Shapiro? Does their anti-Semitism within the Democrat Party run so deep that they'll bypass a sure thing? I say this, and we breathed a huge sigh of relief when Kamala didn't pick him. He's hard to defeat. He's the last of the blue dog Democrats, and he's very good at balancing budgets and talking his state, Pennsylvania, through some of the tougher times. They passed him over into their own peril. Now, I don't think she would have won anyway, but he definitely would have added something to the ticket. I don't know about our own governor. He's having quite the little hissy fit recently because nomore.org has really, really hit a nerve with him and his team, so much so that they filed a complaint with our state board of elections. So we're going to see how that plans out. I know that a couple of big name Republicans are gearing up for that governor's race. So we're going to see what it does.
All right. We have Trey's Chocolate City. He's the freedom seeker. He says, KJ, can we get old bully bitch on the next t-shirt drop? We have it.
Oh yeah, we want to put up the ad.
Yeah, we did. We have a t-shirt on for that. and we've had some delays, and we've gotten such a big people have been asking for this stuff, and so we were a little bit delayed. So but all the orders are supposed to ship on Monday, so this Monday coming out. But this is it, the famous line by Shelley, bitch, bully, what is it, bitch,
bitch bishop.
Yeah,
I think he meant the LeBron alliteration. You got that? That would be pretty good too on a t-shirt. That would be.
So there it is. Yeah. So you guys can get your t-shirt and wear it proudly. Yes. So so back to what I was saying. There's a viral Twitter post that went around recently, and it says, "We need men's only gyms." And I want you all in the chat to sound off on this. Do you agree that there should be men's only gyms? And he gives two reasons. One, he says, women literally wear their underwear to the gym these days. It's wildly inappropriate and immodest, designed to cause men to lust. Men shouldn't have to deal with that at the gym. And two, it's important for men to have regular space and time with just the boys. When ladies are present, the dynamic changes, often for the better, but not always. Women also need women's only times and spaces. The sexes are gloriously different, and sometimes we need just a break from each other. So, Shelley, do you agree with him on these points?
I mean, who's stopping him from having a males only gym? I mean, there have huh?
More. He said we need men's only gyms.
Okay, well, go open up one. Go get your space. I mean, or go to a gym and maybe ask for male only times or something like that. Whatever. I mean, there have been and there are women's only gyms, or however big or small. I mean, who's stopping them? What I didn't, I guess, take too kindly to, it seems that he was insinuating that it's the women's fault that it's causing him to look at them. I mean, or whatever word he used. I mean, men look at women, whatever. No, I don't think women should wear underwear to the gym. I'm not saying that, but it's as if the women are there. He cannot. He's not responsible for whatever he chooses to do.
Well, what do you think about that, Nicole? I can see his point there. I mean, generally speaking, when women are just, wearing these almost nothing outfits to the gym and stuff, it does cause men to stare. It does cause them to, which is natural. But it's just like, you don't have to wear that. These women are getting out of hand with the stuff they're wearing to the gym. I personally think. But I mean, I see what he was saying there. It's just like it's immodest, like he said, it's wildly. It is there are a lot of inappropriate stuff people wear to the gym, women particularly. What do you think?
I can tell you that I've gone to an all ladies gym and they still wear the inappropriate stuff. It is just how they feel sexy. They feel powerful. They feel a lot of things that I don't quite understand, but it's what they feel. But gym time, at least at the gym I go to now, everybody's got their AirPods in, and your focus is on getting your workout and getting on out of there. Now, maybe about a year ago, maybe 18 months ago, there was this, I hate to bring it up, but this vagging thing that women were doing with no underwear on and leaving secretions on things. That was an issue. That was a serious issue that made a lot of people unhappy with scantily clad women in the gym. But I think when you take a look at the clothing that's popular to wear to the gym that you order in, it's, of course, skin tight. It's Sweat Wiki to help you do that. But it is, kind of, form fitting and a little bit of risque. But there are women, and I know you've seen these women at the gym. Exactly. They're not there to work out. They wouldn't sweat if you gave them $1,000, but they're there to be cute. And they're hoping if they walk past the bodybuilders long enough, somebody's going to holler. And that's the nature of men and women.
My question, you were talking about this badging thing, which I didn't know there was such a thing. But outside of that, at the gyms that I've gone to, every time you use equipment, they have wipes to wipe it down.
Not everybody uses it.
Not everybody uses it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, not everybody uses that stuff. And I know, yeah, because I used to belong to a gym for many years that was in an area that was, you know, what you call hip, and you know, the gym had a bar and all this type of stuff. And it was like, this was like cat call central. I mean, women would wear pretty much just like a bathing suit. I mean, it was crazy. And honestly, it's not only uncomfortable, I would say, for some men to kind of focus on their workout, but also for women. It's just like, you know, you're trying to work out and you seeing these women walk around with almost nothing on. And it's a way you can do it. I mean, yes, the workout clothes now are generally tighter, and you know, but generally, like for myself, you know, if I'm going to the gym, I wear like tight pants, and I might wear a longer shirt or something that's, you know, the shirt is a little looser or whatever. But most of these women, they had their breasts all the way out, which to me is uncomfortable. I mean, when you're jumping, or if you're working out and you have on a sports bra that's really low cut, then the shirt is low cut, it's just like everything can come out. You know what they're doing.
I get it. I agree with you both. There are some people who are in the gym not to work out. They're there for whatever other reason. I agree with that. And I agree, if you want to go to a male only or female only gym, by all means do so. No one is stopping him from doing that. That's what I didn't get.
Saying that there's not many male only gyms.
He sounded like a whining bitch. Just go find a gym wherever you can go work out. Go work out at the rec center or whatever. Get some guys together, get some weights, some belts, some bars, whatever. I mean, come on. I mean, granted, we talk about women on here a lot. I mean, sometimes I think we do. We make it sensational. We make fun. We do all of that. We go the whole gamut, right? But I mean, to blame a woman for your distraction, come on, get a grip, whatever. Just go work out. I mean, no, women are not the bane of the world or the existence. I'm not going to blame a woman for everything. And again, I do think women, you should not be naked at the gym, okay? You need to buy our shirts too. Go to Poppin' Politics Live and cover your naked ass up at the gym. PoppinPoliticsLive.com and get your t-shirts, your hoodies, whatever. Wear them to the gym so these kind of bitch men won't be distracted by you, and you can look cute in Poppin' Politics gear.
We have Rico with the $2 chat says, Shelly, come on, women out here setting trends. Now, this is something I agree with, and we've seen this all over the news, where you have these women, again, that wear these scantily clad outfits and then complain when a man is looking at them, you know. And so this is another thing, you know. I totally agree with the men's only thing. I mean, again, you have this, you can go, and then you have these women that, these thirsty women that wear this stuff, and then they say, then when the men are looking at them, they have an attitude, and they calling, you know, putting them on blast on video and telling management that they're being gawked at and all this type of stuff. So, yeah.
Well, I mean, what do we want? Okay, maybe this is a whole different topic. What do we want women to do? Do we want women, particularly, I'll say American women, do people want to see us, not gonna happen with me, but do people want to see us in full-fledged Muslim gear, or from head to toe only eyes out?
Aren't you being over? You going to over?
No, I'm not. I'm just saying, that's my question. Is that what they want? It's not going to happen with me. Number one, I happen to think when women are dressed like that, Muslim, Islamic alert, I think it's demeaning to women. That's what I think. I mean that in the philosophical, westernized sense. I think it's demeaning. I'm not demeaning your religion. I think that is demeaning to have a woman.
You think it's demeaning to cover up?
Yes, I do. From head to toe. Yes, like that. Yes, I do. And all you see is this. Yes, I do.
Well, isn't there some in between from the burqa to, you know, being?
You can't. I mean, there's all. Yeah,
I mean, that's what we're trying to get to.
I happen to think when you only see this much of a woman's face, I think that's demeaning. Yes, if this is what you see, I think that's demeaning. Yes, I do.
I think that's more about the men than it does about the women. If they feel like they can't control themselves in the presence of a woman, and all they're allowed to see of her is her eyelashes, it says a lot more about you than it does about the women.
Exactly.
But I will tell you, I know some women who wear a burqa, and underneath that burqa, they got some badass Prada and Chanel suits. Them girls is doing it. They look tremendous. So I get it. However, I think KJ's right. There's some middle of the road. Now, my gym clothes still look like high school. It's a t-shirt and some shorts. I'm not out here trying to set no traps. I'm not out here, trying to meet a fella. I got my things on. I want to get in and out. My goal is to get in and out, hit the swimming pool, hit the hot tub, the sauna, and I'm bouncing out of there. Now, there are some women, though, that are there to flirt with other women. So, yeah, they get a little pissed when fellas come for them when they're trying to catch, the ladies' eye. So gyms have always been meat markets. It had always been a place for people who care about their bodies to kind of flex a little bit. Mm-hmm. Now, I would push back just a little bit on what this person was saying, because, men wear their arms out when they're over there pumping and doing their thing. Everybody likes to look good. That's why we go to the gym, right? That's the whole point. The whole point is
he just said have a men's only gym. Like
women want to do. Go to what? Who's stopping him?
Aren't men? I don't know of a men's only gym. Do you? Do you all?
I don't know.
No, you keep saying no. There is none.
There used to be one here in Baltimore, and I can't think of the name of it. Years ago,
there aren't any. There you barely.
Okay, but then maybe that's an opportunity for him to get some friends and do it.
Yeah, Gold's Gym used to be men's only, and they canceled it. So that's what he's saying. He's just saying, it might be a good idea to have a men's only.
And why did they cancel it? I don't know why. I'm just saying, why do you think they canceled it?
Because there were no women. That's why they canceled it. So, the whole thing, it was a sausage fest. This is why they canceled it. Because I'm going to tell you, if there was a men's only gym, the line of thirsty ladies outside waiting for the men's only gym to have co-ed hour would be lengthy. It would be
Rico said, if you want to work out, lift them pots in the kitchen.
See, Rico, we can laugh at that. We don't even get offended by that. We just laugh at it.
All right, folks. Well, that does it for us tonight. Thank you all so much for watching. We will be back on Monday night, right here at 9 p.m. So please definitely hit that notification bell so you know when we go live or when we post. All right. I will be back here on tomorrow night at 9 p.m., but we're going to be on KJCJ Christian Conservative. So certainly, if you haven't done so already, come check us out at 9 p.m. on KJCJ Christian Conservative. We have a crazy show for you guys tomorrow night. We're talking about a white woman who was almost accosted for wearing braids. We're talking about that. We're talking about just all of this Democrats' meltdowns over President Trump. Now President Trump is actually trying to get some type of closure on the budget. So he's trying to push this CR for funding, a funding bill for the budget, I think towards the end of the summer. So we're going to talk about that, a lot to talk about. So hopefully see you all tomorrow again. And then Tuesday, we have the All American Talk Show on their channel, All American Talk, right here on YouTube. So you got to check it all out, folks. And of course, Just the Guys, they were on today earlier on Just the Guys podcast. So you got to go back and check them out as well. All right. So that does it for us tonight. Again, until next time, count your blessings and live a life of purpose. Good night. It's time for Pop in Politics. It appears that time period following slavery and Jim Crow were not as harmful to the Black community as the legacy of liberalism and the welfare state.
Because you have this candidate that checks all these boxes. Well, she's Black-ish, check the box. She's female, check the box. She's from California, check the box. And she's not Joe Biden. Right. Most importantly, check the box. We ought to win. Somebody roll out Beyonce.
You lie, you steal, you cheat, you cause fear, you cause all kinds of chaos, and now you want us to somehow take your sob stories as if you're on our side. Get the...
We are seeing you know, how Marxism, how communism have infiltrated many of our institutions. And one of the main institutions that have been infiltrated is the church. Welcome to Christian Conservative.
The Christian agenda is good for everybody.
President Trump, he's embracing God's design for the identity of man that you would think Christians would be happy about and hold on to, but they're not, especially Black Christians.
That's a very scary place to be. If you deny me in front of people, Jesus said, I will deny you in front of my Father.
This was political. They wanted to make an example out of you.
God forbid I had kissed the ring. I would have kissed the ring and still got sentenced that same way.
I said, Lord, you put him in because your sister was in jail.
Welcome back to the All-American Talk Show.
We are talking about OnlyFans, otherwise known as Lonely Fans.
And 4.1 million creators, 84% are female. They earn an average of $180 per month.
Bill's gonna go meet someone in an alley by a dumpster, and KJ and I are gonna keep talking for a little bit.
Oh my gosh, I had a bad dream, Giovanni. It's like I had to watch multiple minutes of The View.
As Maryland literally tried to take the word parent out of health education.
I don't care about the public schools, and I don't care about the teachers there. What I care about are that the students who go there get the education they need to become productive adults.
Just the Guys Podcast.
They all look the same. You know, he's a real pretty boy, asking the questions real softly and nodding his head. Yes, mama. Yes, mama.
Madam President, these gentlemen do not believe that you are intelligent. I beg to differ.
I was the first vice president or president to ever in office go to a reproductive health care clinic.
Her strategy to win Black votes was putting a twerking rapper on stage, saying that she cooked collard greens in the bathtub.
And you see a lot of Black men typically vote in the way of the cooch.
When you take government out of it, things go back to where they're supposed to go. All of these things that the guy should have done to protect himself, why don't we just say keep your legs closed?
80% of the world walking out there is hedonistic degenerates who believe freedom is defined by how hedonistic and degenerate you express yourself. You better thank a union member.
What's up, guys? This is Giovanni, co-founder of Metro Conservative Media. We are the definitive home for the urban conservative. You think you got what it takes? Go to metroconservativemedia.com and click join the movement now.